Good morning. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Miss Am. Yes, it is snowy here. And it's going to be negative degrees this week. But today is sunny with big, fluffy white clouds, blue sky. How are you showing up? Let's see, Miss M. Elaine is here. Good morning, Elaine. Kathy is here. Good morning. Amy is checking in, feeling hurt this morning and a bit disappointed. And Micklina says, powerful MLK Junior Day to you all. Yes. Happy MLK Day. Miss M says, hi, Elaine. Hope it's a beach day for you. And Micklina is sending hugs to Amy. Deb is here. Good morning. She's checking in relieved. Lots of love to Amy. Micklina feeling enlivened, heading to the beach with Dave and Louie for a morning outing. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I am checking in, awake and excited for a creative day with my friend Laura. Interesting how it hides comments. Miss M says, I'm hunkered down in front of a warm fire. Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm going to be going to this little, it used to be a party store actually, like a little convenience store, I guess, but now it's a bit classier, but it's overlooks a lake. And so I'm excited to do some art, catch up with a good friend, and see what we create together. Get out of the house, get out of my routine. Something new. Elaine says it's tricky to convince mom to break out the bikini. That's funny. Miss M says, haha, Elaine. And Amy says, enjoy, say hi to Laura. I will. I will definitely say hi to her from all of you. Lots of hugs. Excuse me. Lots of hugs to Amy. Yeah. Some days are difficult. Well, for anyone watching later, if you've made it this far, welcome to our Mandala Universes, where we gather every day at 10 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time in the US, and we join to ground, to breathe, to hold space for each other and ourselves, and to draw mandalas, which is the Sanskrit term for circle. And in those circles, we we draw our internal weather. These are some of mine, and they can be whatever you want. Most of mine are paint, but I have used colored pencils, markers, crayons, all these different ones. And we're glad you're here. Glad you're here to slow down for a minute, to come to your breath, to rebel against the machine. Let's see. And Amy says, thanks, all feeling the love. You should. And Meta is here. Good morning, or afternoon, Meta. She says, hi, Laura and all beauties. Miss M says, I and Michelina's journal. Aw, thank you. The shape of it. Yeah, these are the Arteza, I believe. And these are, what is it, 5.5 by 5.5. They're good pocket size. Or travel size, I guess. Not too big, not too small. And something about the square lends itself to circles. If there's any other check-ins, you're welcome to share them in the comments. And I wanted to share the famous speech, I have a dream, but I'm not sure. I think it might be too long unless I just keep reading for the next 20 minutes. Because I feel that we always tweeze out what serves us, and sometimes that is conducive and sometimes it's out of context. Let's see, Kathy is checking in cozy and relaxed. And Miss M says, I'm still using my 11 by 4.5 space for 3 mandalas, but lame paper. One day I'll buy watercolor paper. Oh, but those ones are really neat too. Meta says, checking in relieved after good news from surgeon of healing going well. Oh, that's awesome. And Miss M says it's a good speech. And Michelina says, yeah, the Arteza journals are her favorite. Well, if if you feel comfortable, start settling into your space, into your body. I know I sound like a broken record. I think I kind of say the same things every Monday, but I guess it's that you know what to expect. So if you'd like to close your eyes, you can, if that feels good. If not, just have a soft gaze, staring out the window. I don't know how much I stare out this view. The rooftops of my neighbors, and the telephone pole with all the wires, the blue sky, the clouds, big, white, weightless clouds. And just start noticing your breath, noticing your physical being. Ground into this moment wherever you are, whatever that might feel like. Lean into it without trying to change it. And I'm going to start reading as you continue to breathe. And maybe you already want to get to the page, but I'm going to use my laptop. I will tweeze out some of this because it is long. So this is from I Have a Dream speech by Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. at the March of Washington, 1963. And it starts out by, I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. And then, I say to you today, my friends, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that our 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, with its vicious racist, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightened Alleghenies, I don't know how to say that, of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. When we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every city and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old spiritual, free at last, great God Almighty, we are free at last. And I don't know, that's only the second half, but I felt it impertinent to share, especially during these times where we still are not as free. And to give memorial to him who served the people. And I hope it gives us courage to do the same. And if you haven't started drawing already, I invite you to. We have about 10 minutes left. And I will start mine. And today is January 19th already, which is crazy. We had a new moon yesterday. And today the sun is in Aquarius. It's moving right along with the year. So I like to date my page. Monday, January 19th, 2026. Let's see. And Michelina says there's comfort in the familiar. Curvaceous slopes of California. Baba voom. Yes. Michelina says it is good to hear those words and reignite the dream within us. Yes. And Amy says thank you for the reading. You're welcome. I have to be honest, I don't think I've ever read the first part of it. Or not in a long time. But there also were a lot of words that I don't know if I can use them today, I guess. I didn't feel comfortable. Miss M says totally Michelina. And I appreciate hearing more of the speech read out loud. Yeah. Definitely the first part is filled with a lot of the what was going on at the time, the injustices, and there's still so many injustices. But I just have to think that if he was not around and if people like him were not around then doing what they did, how potentially worse off we would be today. Even though it's not ideal yet and may never be, there's still hope. Kathy says, I think I'll watch Selma today. I've not seen it, but I want to ground in the courage of those before us. Yeah. And Cheryl is here. Good morning, Cheryl. Glad you could pop on. Amy says, so good, Kathy. Perhaps I shall do the same. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it either. I guess that's maybe what I'll be doing as well. At least later. Well, if you have anything coming up in your mandalas, anything that stuck out, came to you, if you'd like to share, though not obligated to share, you're welcome to. Michelina says, I use my multicolor pencil and gold paint. I have a dream. I love that. I have multicolors too, Michelina. And I have a dream. Haven't used the gold yet, so, but I'm sure it will be there. Kathy says, time flew today. My words still oppressing. And Amy says, I did the colors of the landscape in front of me in meditative lines. Dare to dream. Dare to dream. I must never stop dreaming. That's where the power lies. Never stop hoping for a better tomorrow. But with dreams, I think, and hope, there is work to be done.
Hey, Laura?
I'm leading mandalas.
Oh, sorry.
We have 1 minute left. Thank you all for being here. Continue showing up for yourselves and each other. Making this community a safe place to be. Let's see, catch up on some comments. Let's see. Kathy says, Asia and I took blankets and chairs and lunch and books to the lake yesterday. It was so lovely. Aww. And Miss M says, ho. Hi, Cheryl. Michelina says, that sounds so nice, Kathy. And getting love. Cheryl's getting love from Sam. Meta says, thank you for today, dear Laura and everyone. Love that text. Made me dream. And if you haven't, definitely look it up and read the rest of it. It's something to remember. Cheryl says, I'm willing to be in service to the ancestors' dreams. Amy says, keep up the healing, Meta. And Miss Sam says, thank you, dear friends. Hugs. Hugs to you all. Until we meet again, take care. Bye.